Hello, I'm Ryan Hill, and this is my tort liability presentation. I'm about to cover the five types of tort cases that have occurred in schools. The first one is assault and battery. Assault refers to an overt attempt to physically injure a person or create a feeling of fear or apprehension of injury. There does not necessarily need to be an actual physical contact in order for there to be an assault to occur. Battery is the actual physical deed that is threatened by the assault. Defamation. Under civil tort law, a person can be held liable for false statements that tend to harm another person's reputation. Duty and breach of duty fall into the negligence torts, which are most common. The first element of negligent torts concerns the duty of a teacher owes to the student that's entrusted to his or her care. The legal doctrine of in loco parentis, literally defined as in place of the parents. This legal theory has historically been used to justify the power and authority of the school officials to have over the students. The second element of negligence is found in the cases against educators that occur when teachers fail to exercise a standard of reasonable care and therefore a breach of their duty to protect the well-being of the students. Although teacher liability extends to the intentional torts such as assault and battery, most legal actions against teachers are brought under the theory of negligence. When it comes to liability, reasonable teacher depends on the inclusion of the following: the training of the teacher in charge, the experience of the teacher in charge, the student's age or grade level, the environment in which the injury occurred, the type of instructional activity, the proximity and presence of or absence of the teacher in charge, and the special needs or disability of the students that exist. Being a shop teacher, I feel like the liability aspects are one that really hit close to what we try to emphasize and what we try to take care of. Due process is a big one in education, whether it comes to the teacher or the student, is seen in suspension and expulsion liability cases that focus on the constitutional right granted to all individuals under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. It is generally not the expulsion or the suspension itself that creates the liability. Rather, it is the process that leads up to the expulsion. In recent years, students have been objected to locker searches under the theory that since the searches are unauthorized and conducted without a warrant, they violate the Fourth Amendment right against legal search and seizures. But I think there's been a number of cases that have gone through where schools have been found that they are legally obligated to either protect the other students or protect that student from condition to creating more harm upon themselves. So I think there is precedence to protect on that front. For being a teacher employed by the USD 394 Rose Hill, Kansas, I am entitled to the protection under the Kansas Tort Claims Act. The district is only liable for acts or omissions of employees which occur in the scope of the employee's employment and which are done with actual fraud and actual malice. The question was posed: if this happens in your school, what reactive measures do you think would have occurred as a result? And generally, the district will provide a legal defense for claims under the Kansas Tort Claims Act. The district may refuse to provide defense for you under the act for any action against you to provide the representation The district determines, among other things, that the defense of the action or proceeding could create a conflict of interest between you or the district and the district. When it comes to proactive measures to prevent such torts from happening, you really look at make sure that you're performing your duties, adhere to school discipline rules, keep private information private, avoid compromising situations, document, whether it's procedures or even requests to fix things. And then it comes down to do what's best for the students. That's what it all comes down to in the end. And finally, it comes down to professional ethics that can be beneficial in regards to tort liability. Value the worth and dignity of individuals. Place your primary concern for development of each student's potential, and strive to achieve and sustain the highest degree of ethical conduct. Perform to the standards of behavior dealing with students, the public, and the profession. And it comes down to many problems that educators have encountered could have been avoided if they just used some common sense and some rational judgment. Thank you very much for watching. I learned a lot in this module, and I look forward to learning more from everybody else in the class as well. So see you around. Good luck.